live on Adobe Radio, The Brett Davern Show.
All right. So, as happens from time to time on this show, we have to start the show this way because there are things that happen in the world that are tragic and awful, and I don't know how we, specifically on this show, are really supposed to handle these things. Tragic events in Toronto. There's tragic events around the world all the time. If we mentioned every single one of them, it would just be overwhelming. I don't know, guys. I don't know how we're supposed to handle it. We like to just try to have fun on this show and stay away from these kinds of things and politics and all of these kinds of messy things. I'd rather be talking about, and I'd rather be talking about, is a hot dog a sandwich, or where do you leave your real butter? But I feel like if we don't mention these things, then that's not right either. So, our thoughts are with everybody in Toronto that are injured. Our thoughts are with the families of the people who are tragically no longer here. I just felt like it needed to be mentioned, and that you need to know that we know, and that we're not just ignoring it. But at the same time, we have a silly morning show to do. So hopefully we can provide you with provide you with an escape from that for at least an hour, and you can laugh with us and have some fun, and we can do that together, because really I think we all know that that's what's really going to make everything better out there, is if we all just kind of be together. So I say it at the end of every show, be kind, take care of each other. I mean that sincerely, and when these things happen, I think if you listen to this show closely enough, you know how we all feel about it, whether we mention it or not. So, all right, let's take a moment, take a beat, think about our loved ones, and then let's start our silly morning show.
It's the Brett Davern Show. Brought to you by Nice Guy Digital on Adobe Radio. And recorded live in beautiful North Hollywood, California. On today's episode, the main four characters on this show are all just hanging out. We're gonna play Residual Roulette, so get your money bag emoji ready. Now let's get to the guy who's graduated high school 3 times.
That's me!
Your new best friend.
We're old friends by now.
Brett Davern!
Listen up, everybody. This is our show. Thank you for telling your friends and family about our silly program and engaging with us on the social media. If you like what you hear, just shout out a friend. Shout at us or with us. Or call the show, 1-888-99-IDOBE. The email is bdsfans@idobe.com. Or you could text us. Just put bdsfans@idobe.com into your text messaging where you normally put someone's phone number. Compose your text and press send. It ends up right on this iPad in front of me. That's bdsfans@idobi.com. Today, prove that you're listening live by sending in the tomato emoji. In honor of my dear friend Matthew Lillard, who was on this very show yesterday and said that his favorite fruit is a tomato. And I realized that we can no longer be friends. But I'll be friends with you. Just send in the tomato emoji. Also, in case you're wondering from yesterday's show, my thumb is still hurting. Yes, it is. That piece of kelp really did a number on me. I don't know, Katie. I just feel like we mention things and then we never mention them again, and I want to give the people updates.
Yeah.
My thumb is still hurting. If people want to send things in the mail to the studio to cheer me up, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Ugh, death to kelp.
Yeah, that's an annoying one.
I don't know why it hurt so bad either. It was so weird. Such a random injury. It's all swollen and black and blue, and it's weird. All right. Just saying. Look, I'm just being honest with the people.
Yeah.
All right, lots of show to get to today. Residual Roulette today, which, if you're listening out there and wondering, and you're like, man, they play Residual Roulette often. They must get a lot of checks. It's not so much that we get a lot of checks. It's that when we get a check, we just have to open it right away because I need that.
Yeah.
So we got to play it on the show. Because now we've made this new rule of like we can't open our own checks at home. We got to play the game on the show.
Yeah.
And so every time I get one in, I text Katie and I'm like, Residual Roulette tomorrow. I got to open this bad boy. Daddy's got to pay some bills.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's say hi to everybody.
And we're really famous. We've worked a lot, so we get a lot of residuals.
Yeah, man, those $3 checks.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Really stack up.
Oh, boy. All right. Hello, Boy Wonder.
Hello, Brett. Hi.
And the social media guru, Matadocious.
I don't like going after Dan because he makes you guys laugh, and then I'm like, hey. So, can we switch? Okay.
Maddie, you make me laugh every day
Thanks, Brett.
just by looking at you. Oh!
Every morning!
Sick Burn Tuesday.
Back to Tuesday, huh?
It's sick burn for Maddie every day. Hashtag.
What?
She's...
What do you want?
Listen, over the break that we just went on, Katie got
Is that
a bunch...
what you wanted?
Yeah.
Oh.
But over the break that we just went on, Katie got a bunch of new sound effects, but she isn't playing with them
Hey,
yet.
Brett.
No.
Talk about your thumb again.
No, listen.
Talk about your thumb again.
I'm not going to do it.
Do it.
No. I'm not going to do it because I want it to happen organically. My thumb really does hurt, though. Oh, no. There's no stopping her now. It's just that she's actually never paying attention to the soundboard.
Well, I forgot about him, and now
Yeah.
you've reminded me. I'm very excited.
All right. And hello, Katie LeClaire.
It is National Pig in a Blanket Day.
Oh, pig in a blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
What? Well,
There's
it is
nothing-
sweet because there's
nothing
maple syrup
cuter
on
I
it.
can think of than a pig in a blanket. What?
Are you talking about the breakfast item? Because I am.
Breakfast item? What are you talking about?
Are you kidding right now? A pig in a blanket is a sausage in a pancake with maple syrup all over it.
No,
No one knows this?
no.
Oh.
Pig in a blanket is a
No, it's a
farm
breakfast
animal
item.
wrapped up in an Afghan.
I lived in Texas. I know what a pig in a blanket
Yeah,
is.
Matadocious and I know what's up. Do neither...
A sausage wrapped in a
This
pancake?
is a joke, right?
You can go down the street to Tom's and order a pig in a blanket.
What? I honestly don't even know what you're talking about.
Do you know
A sausage wrapped in a pancake?
Yeah, like a sausage link wrapped in a pancake.
No, you just get a sausage link and wrap a pancake around it.
No,
'cause
you
you're
can
a
order
weirdo.
pigs in a blanket.
Have you ever had a kolache? You've had a kolache, right?
I don't know what that is.
What?
What is that?
It's a Texas. It's like a pig in a blanket, except it's still the sausage, but then super fluffy bread wrapped around it with cheese.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, it's amazing. But you can't find those in LA.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Oh my god. It's so good.
A pig in a blanket.
You've honestly never experienced the joy of a pig in a blanket?
Well, they just call it a sausage in a pancake.
Because it's not as cute.
Pig in a blanket? That sounds disgusting. With maple syrup all
No,
over
it's
it?
delicious. It's salty and sweet and...
I put some mustard on there. Now we're talking.
Oh, you're disgusting.
Well, no, because then you got the sweet and the little
You
vinegary.
are disgusting.
Pig in a blanket.
I want to talk about this mustard situation when we come back.
Ugh, pig in a blanket. Ooh, lots of people texting the tomato emoji. Thanks for listening, everybody. All right. Pig in a blanket?
delicious.
Never heard of it. This is Attention Seeker by Felix Hagen and the Family.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast version of The Brett Davern Show. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now, instead of this message and whatever song this is. Sometimes the rules just won't let us play real music on YouTube or the podcast. It's not a big deal. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a second.
IW Radio. You can listen to The Brett Davern Show anytime. Just search for it on your favorite podcast app, but especially the Adobe app for iOS.
The Brett Davern Show is brought to you in part by Cake Bams.
Bam.
Cake Bams, the world's first delicious rice cake. Cake Bams are organically... Sorry. Oh, boy. Hold on. Let's go back to the top. Let's rewind.
Wait.
The Brett Davern Show is brought to you by Cake Bams. Cake Bams is the world's first delicious rice cake brand. Oh, no. Back to the top again. The Brett Davern Show is brought to you by Cake Bams. Cake Bams are the world's first... Oh, jeez. Hold on. The Brett Davern Show is brought to you by Cake Bams. Cake Bams is the world's first delicious rice cake brand. Cake Bams are organic brown rice cakes deliciously disguised in yummy flavors like vegan, dark chocolate, and sea salt. Ooh, I'm holding one up. Go to YouTube, check it out. You want this. Look at this. You want this. It's delicious. They're delicious rice cakes. They're not those crispy... I mean, they are crispy, but they're not just that like brittle
Chalky.
rice cake either. Mm-hmm. They got like the crunch and then a little bit of a chew to them as well. Mm-hmm. Oh, with the chocolate frosting slathered all over there, and it's healthy. This thing's 70 calories.
Oh yeah, give it to me.
Are you kidding me? Give me a break. They also got delicious strawberry birthday cake flavor. They're all gluten free, and Brett Davern Show listeners get free shipping plus 10%, 20. Oh no. No, I'm just kidding that time. You get 10% off of your order. Just visit cakebams.com and enter the promo code BDS at checkout. That's as in Brett Davern Show to get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to cakebams.com. Cakebams.com. That's CAKEBAMS.com. Here's the strawberry birthday cake, just for the record. There's a new sound effect. Man, we're full of new sound effects. This is fun. What do you want to do now?
I'm distracted by my dark salt in the dark.
Did you open that thing up?
Yeah, I told you that.
Katie, you're eating all the merchandise. Uh-huh. We're supposed to be giving this to guests and stuff. Oh, boy.
They're fine.
Dan and I, yesterday morning after you guys left, made a dent in the Cake Bams box.
As in finished.
Well, hold on.
Finished.
We'll get to Katie's news story in a second, but in all seriousness, Katie and I have been telling you guys the Cake Bams, or no, sorry, Maddie
Yeah.
really, because Maddie was on the old podcast, and we used to get the Cake Bams in the studio all the time. Mm-hmm. And we've been telling everyone that Cake Bams are delicious, and I've been saying that on the air. And I feel like some people have been tweeting us with their orders of Cake Bams, and I'm sure that they're satisfied. I dare you, by the way, if you're listening out there, to order these and then tell me that they're not delicious. I dare you. But Maddie and I have been touting the praises of Cake Bams for quite a while. And then Jen, the owner of Cake Bams, comes in here. You've got Cake Bams in your hair over on that side, Katie. Jen, the owner of Cake Bams, comes in here yesterday, brings plenty of Bams for the whole crew around here. And then Boy Wonder finally tries one. And, I mean...
Love at first bite.
But tell the people, because you could be just making that up because they're a sponsor or whatever,
No.
but...
I had the chocolate chip cookie.
Yep. Tastes like a chocolate chip cookie.
I would say it tastes more like chocolate chip cookie dough, but like in like a rice cake form. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, no, they're super great. I told Brett that I want to talk to my girlfriend about
buying me more because
you were like surprised.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I told you
how
they're
surprised
delicious.
I was.
All right. All right. Let's do Katie's news. Everybody, go to cakebams.com. Order them. They're great.
It's the best thing Katie's seen so far today.
Popular Science has an article online called "Is a Hot Dog a Sandwich?" The Apollo 13 astronauts had some thoughts.
Oh no.
And that's the best thing Katie's seen so far today.
We should start a new show just called The Daily Hot Dog, where that's all we talk about is hot dogs. All you want to do is keep me going on hot dogs. By the way, the 321 texts in and says, pig in a blanket equals cocktail weenie in a biscuit and you dip it in mustard.
Okay, well, that's also an option.
So that's a pig in a blanket as well?
I think the concept is very similar, and so yes, I will say both are acceptable.
Okay. All right.
I have a transcript here from the Apollo 13 mission. Jim Lovell says, "Hello, Houston, Apollo 13. Joe Kerwin in Houston says, Houston, go ahead. Lovell says...
Wait, Jim Lovell played by Tom Hanks in the movie version.
So Tom Hanks then says...
Yeah, let's just call him Tom Hanks. No, Jim Lovell actually... I'm big into space. Love NASA.
Yeah.
Love the space program. Love all that. Jim Lovell, legendary astronaut. Crazy.
Well, let's see if your opinion of
Very
him changes.
experienced aviator and just like, honestly, like just true legendary, just hero, American hero, you know? Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, let's see if that sticks.
Okay.
Tom Hanks slash Jim Lovell then say...
Then say?
Well, now there's two of them.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Just a passing comment, Joe in Houston. We're having lunch right now, and I just made myself a hot dog sandwich.
What?
With ketchup.
Whoa! Hold on a second, Jim.
Very tasty and almost heard of in the old days. Kerwin in NASA.
Unheard of in the old days, see?
What does that mean? No.
Means
Houston
he shouldn't
then
be putting
says,
ketchup on it.
That's correct, 13. This is where Brett gets to step onto his soapbox again.
Uh-oh.
Houston says, that's correct, 13. As I recall the flight plan, you're supposed to put mustard on the hot dogs and not ketchup.
See, NASA
but I guess
is
we'll
with me.
overlook that.
NASA's with me.
Jack Swigert, played by
Kevin Bacon.
So then Kevin Bacon / Jack Swigert says, we blew it. Then Tom Hanks / Jim Lovell says, right. Then
See, he agrees.
Joe Kerwin in Houston says, how's everything going? Jim Lovell / Tom Hanks say, about pretty good. We have about pretty good? Okay. About pretty good. We have about 4 different methods of spreading ketchup right now.
Uh-huh.
That's an actual transcript from the space mission Apollo 13.
Wow. Now, do you think this was pre something going wrong with their space capsule or post? Because it sounds pre to me.
Pretty pre.
Yeah. It's just like they just got up there, they're having
They're
fun.
pretty cash.
Yeah, they're spreading ketchup on the hot dogs, and then
4 different ways.
a couple hours later, ruh-roh, we've got a problem.
Should they have just spread mustard and then they wouldn't have had a problem?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Swigert went
Something
to
was
stir,
wrong
the,
with the
stir the
universe.
tanks and something exploded. I've seen the movie. Okay, let's break this down for a second.
Wait, I want to keep going.
Oh, no.
Jim Lovell / Tom Hanks then say, Aquarius, Houston. Houston says, go ahead, Aquarius. Wait, so maybe this is a different mission?
No, it's the same one.
Aquarius?
Aquarius is the other capsule. So they're talking back and forth inside the same spacecraft.
Oh.
They float down the tube.
God, you are a nerd.
Listen. Go ahead.
All right, so he says, Aquarius, Houston. Kerwin says, ow, go ahead, Aquarius. Jim Lovell / Tom Hanks say...
Oh, no, that's just... Well, no, Aquarius is the name of their space capsule, so they're calling back to Houston again. So he's saying, this is Aquarius calling Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then they say, another note of interest to the crew systems people. Tell them that they don't have to bother putting the refrigerator on board. I just went out for some hot dogs, and they might be freezing. Kerwin says, okay,
no, that's
we
probably,
copy that, Jim.
That's probably post-tragedy then, because they had to shut down a lot of the systems, and they're freezing up there. So that's Wow. Okay. Wow. This is kind of interesting. We'd have to figure out when this conversation is taking place, because it's either just, well, it's both things. It's a good example of them just remaining calm post, the accident or the events that almost really, became a tragedy, or it's them early in the mission just kind of messing around before they get down to business. So either way, it's a good example of astronauts keeping a level head. But
impossible to be an astronaut.
If it's freezing up there, then it might be post what happened and they're just killing time.
It might be. But they are saying that they don't need refrigerator systems at all. So I feel like it's still
Could just be cold anyway.
Cold. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just know there's a part in the movie after they shut down a lot of the systems where because basically they went around the moon, slingshotted themselves back towards Earth. Uh-huh. They used the moon's gravity to shoot themselves back towards Earth.
Yeah.
This is after the event.
You keep saying this event. Well, what happened?
They tried to stir the tanks, which was a very standard procedure thing that they were supposed to do. They pressed the button. There was an electrical malfunction. There was an explosion on the spacecraft, and it blew a hole in the side of the spacecraft. And then they, I don't know. Then you got to see the movie. A bunch of stuff went wrong, and they weren't going to be able to land on the moon. But they also didn't know if they'd be able to make it home, or if they were just going to be shot out into space, never to return.
And then Donald Glover shows up and he says you can use the moon's gravity.
Donald Glover?
That's a different movie. Keep going.
What are you talking about? Yeah. So anyway, so they're on the way back and there's nothing to do but just sort of float there. They're just waiting to get closer to Earth. So there's this scene in the movie where they have all the systems shut down because they're trying to conserve power and whatever, and they're all just you can see their breath and they're just kind of freezing up there. Because it's got to be cold up there, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That's if you really believe if we've been to space or not, which there's a lot of people out there who think it's all fake anyway.
Right.
Those
this article
people are
says
crazy.
That Lovell wrote a book saying that astronauts got quite a kick out of the frozen hot dogs and they bounced them off the walls of the cockpit.
See, there's a bunch of things I love about this. First thing is that I just love those kinds of dudes. And obviously totally. It can be women as well. Just people that are able to be put in a super stressful situation, but still, not panic and maintain some sort of level head, and are able to just sort of have a problem, figure it out, go through the steps, work it out, but are able to still bounce frozen hot dogs off the walls.
Totally.
Even though they're hurtling through outer space at hundreds of miles an hour, possibly going to skip off of the Earth's atmosphere and be sent directly into the sun. Mm-hmm. And they're still able to make a game out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys probably played high school football. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Or hockey or whatever.
Team sports.
Yeah. Just able to stay focused, but also not focus at the same time, and realize that that's interesting. So back to the ketchup hot dog thing, though, for them. So he says, Lovell basically says this is not the way you're supposed to do it, which is why
Houston says that.
Well, no. Lovell says this isn't how they did it back in the day.
Well, no, Kevin Bacon says we messed up, and then Lovell goes, yeah, I guess so.
No, hold on. Go back to your transcript. The very first thing Lovell says is he says, hey, Houston, interesting thing. This isn't how we used to do it, but I'm putting ketchup on a hot dog. He's reporting that that's what he's doing.
He's a pioneer.
Well, here's the thing. He clearly feels the need to tell someone he's doing it because it's that strange.
Because he feels like it's wrong?
Well, yeah. If it's so normal, why would he feel the need to report it? So he says that. Then Houston says, you really should be putting a mustard on there. Mm-hmm. That's part of the original flight plan. So they're razzing him a bit.
Yep.
About hey, buddy, you're doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. And then what's he say back? Right.
Well, Kevin Bacon says right.
No, you said
Kevin Bacon says we messed up, and then he says right.
And then Lovell says right. So in other words, he's yeah, we are doing it wrong.
There's more space talk.
Look,
but we have to take a break.
These guys were under an incredible amount of mental stress.
Oh my gosh,
he's allowed to put ketchup on a hot dog at that point. And they probably had already also used up all of the mustard.
I want to continue. There's a whole thing about corned beef sandwiches that warranted a congressional hearing.
What, from Apollo 13?
No, from Gemini.
Oh, lots of astronaut food talk.
I wanna keep talking about it.
That's
But we have
interesting.
to play a song.
How come in that whole transcript, Bill Paxton didn't do any talking?
I know. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Good
All right.
actor.
Yeah. Yeah, rest in peace. Gone before his time. This is Find Me by Kings of Leon. And then make sure you're listening because possibly Residual Roulette. Well, I'm just saying, it's coming up later in the show. You never know when. She's drowning me out. I gotta go.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or for listening to the podcast version of our show. We love you. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now instead of this message. Sometimes rules don't allow us to play that kind of stuff on YouTube or on the podcast. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a few seconds.
All right, you know what that sound means. It's time to play the game that's taking the nation by storm. It's time for Residual Roulette! If you don't know how the game is played, when you hear that sound, you text in the money bag emoji to bdsfans@adobe.com as fast as your little fingers can fly. And that puts you in the hat to win whatever is on Katie and I's residual checks, as long as it's under $20 US dollars, because if it's over $20 US dollars, I really need that. As a matter of fact, if it's under $20 US dollars, like at like 17 or 18, I really need that. But I'll still send it to you because I'm a man of my word, Katie. All right, come on, text in those money bag emojis. Let's see what is on these residual checks. Katie has handed me her envelope. Here is mine. I'm passing it to Katie. So residuals are checks and money that we actors who belong to SAG, the Actors Union, get in the mail. It is when a project or commercial or radio spot or, well, SAG after now, Katie. Don't shake your head at me. It's when, so let's say Katie did a Pepsi commercial when she was young where she stood next to a hot dog. Mm-hmm.
It all comes full circle.
If you guys look up like no rain Pepsi commercial,
yeah, you could look up Pepsi loves hot dog.
Pepsi loves hot dog. You will see a very young Katie LeClaire walking right past a lady in a hot dog
who
costume.
kind of looks like Katie LeClaire, so don't get confused.
Walking right past her to the sweet, sweet sounds of Blind Melon's No Rain. And so if that commercial happens to air again, Pepsi or the production company will have to send Katie LeClaire a residual check.
That would be so sweet.
And
that holding fee would be so
these
good.
checks that we're holding in our hand are things like that from various projects. We don't know what. Look at YouTube. I'm proving that these are unopened. See? They're unopened envelopes. We have no idea what's inside of them. And like I said, if it's under $20, we'll send it to you. And if it's over $20, get off my money. It's mine. Are you going first? All right, so Katie's opening up mine. For the record, the first people to text it in, let's see. The very first person to text it in is the 828. Are we keeping track of this? The 828. Ooh, that was close today. Ooh, wait, hold on. I've got to kind of... Hold on, Katie. I got to kind of look at this. Ooh. Hold on, I gotta do some calculations. The second person to text in is the 920, but it is not Jeremiah. It's the other 920.
All right.
Which is Chris.
What's up, Chris?
In Wisconsin. He texted in that his name is, or it could be a girl still, I guess, actually.
Good luck, Chris.
Chris.
Who's the first one?
The first one, what did I say? 832. Is that what I said? Or did I say 828?
828.
I said 828, right? Okay, yeah, 832 is a little slow. Okay, 828. 828 or Chris from Wisconsin. 828, text in what your name is. There, thank you, Katie, for writing it down.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Brett Davern.
Yeah,
This residual check
and this goes to the 828.
is for the 828.
Yeah.
The money comes from
Uh-oh.
CSI Miami.
Yeah.
And how does that make you kill?
Yeah, it does. Me and David Caruso. Have I told my David Caruso story on
No,
the
it's
air?
a good story, though.
Very similar to my Taylor Swift story, actually.
Brett, we don't have time for either.
Oh.
The amount in
I made out with
U.S.
David
American
Caruso so hard.
dollars.
David Caruso and I made out like two teenage boys do. Wait, what?
828, you are the lucky winner of $11.64.
$11.64. That one I'm kind of upset about. I could use that. $11.
That's lunch.
Yeah. Oh, well, Chris in Wisconsin will be getting $11.
Nope, the 828 gets that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 828. Wait, let me have the thing. Can I have it?
What, this?
Yeah, the check here. I want to do this all. I realize that sometimes we don't actually hold it up. I want to make sure that this is all on the up and up here. I'm going to show the world that it actually is for that amount. Wait, you got it? Okay. You got that, Boy Wonder? All right, yeah. There you go. All right, so we'll send that to the 828. Okay, Katie, this one will go to,
Chris.
Oh my gosh, look at this. All right,
What?
the 828 just texts in her name. I'm just going to do it. I'm sick of this whole thing. Her name is Savannah.
Hi, Savannah. Congratulations.
And she also says that it's her 20th birthday.
Happy birthday!
Today.
Oh, that's amazing.
I would have put money in her birthday card anyway, because that's what I do. Yay! But now she gets $11. Good for you, Savannah. Good for you. All right.
I love the sound effects so much.
Here we go. Chris in Wisconsin.
Good luck, Chris.
Katie LeClaire,
Yo.
your residual check is for a show I've never heard of.
Oh, no.
It's called CSI,
Oh, yeah.
Crime Scene Investigation.
We both CSI'd today.
It must have been that production company's time to send out residual
Quarterly.
checks. Yeah. But yours is not for CSI Miami. You did probably...
I did CSI regular.
Yeah, it was the regular
I was
one.
Tinkerbell in a Halloween-themed episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you make out with David Caruso in yours too?
I sure did.
Wow. We're
But
Eskimo
I never made out with Taylor Swift.
family members. Well, you know what I did with Taylor Swift.
How much is the check for, Brett? How
Hold
much
on.
is the check
Taylor
for,
Swift
Brett?
and I... Okay. Someday I'm going to tell that story. I'm sorry, Jeremiah. I'm trying. Okay. You did CSI. I wish it would say what date that came out on or whatever. It doesn't. Here we go. Chris in Wisconsin. Will he be getting money? Drum roll, please.
Well done, guys.
Keep it going. Keep it going for Chris.
All right, Chris. All right, Chris.
Katie, your residual check is worth
How much?
$60.05.
Oh, sorry, Chris.
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't have that sound effect.
You have the dun 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 though.
I do.
Wait, let me do it
Do
again.
it again.
Okay. Drum roll, please. Chris. If it's over $20, you will not be getting it. If it's under $20, you will be getting this in the mail. Chris, Katie LeClaire on CSI made $60.05. Yeah, it doesn't really work in that thing, but that's all right.
We
tried
need
it.
a wah-wah.
We need a wah-wah. Yeah, we do. Good job, Katie. There you go. Lunch is on you today.
I'll get us pigs in a blanket.
Yeah.
Pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket.
I really want to talk about this corned beef sandwich.
Okay, but first, let me just tell you that I was standing on set with David Caruso, who was in the scenes with me. I was a little guest star. My mom is tragically killed in the episode, and I am a witness to the crime, and I have my hands covered in blood at one point. Sometimes you might think it's me at one point, a little bit of a red herring. Ooh, it's a good episode, everybody. Go check it out. But anyway, we're doing a scene outside, and we're rehearsing, and then after rehearsal, the prop guy comes up with a tray full of sunglasses. There they are, the David Caruso Ray-Bans that he's so famous for on that show, because people got to know this, right? Like, you can look up compilations of him taking off these pairs of Ray-Bans and saying,
looks like he got put on ice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the prop guy comes up, and there's the tray. And I was like, oh my gosh, I get to see the tray of sunglasses. And it's a like segmented tray box with little jail cells for each pair of sunglasses.
I would have said cubbies, but sure.
And he looks at them, and he picks up one pair, and he inspects it, looks at the lenses, opens them up, puts them on, takes them off with one hand in his signature style. Cameras aren't rolling. This is just him doing this off to the side. Takes them off, rehearses his line, puts them back on, folds them up. He messes with them a little bit, picks up the next pair, does the same thing. As I'm looking at the tray, I realize that every pair of sunglasses is the exact same. They're not different in any way, except for physically being a different pair of sunglasses. They're the exact same.
The same style, the same...
And he checked at least 4 or 5 pairs of them and then made his selection.
Sometimes you just got to feel it.
And then they called action, and he got out of the SUV, pointing a fake gun at me, and told me to freeze.
Did you have to run with a torn ACL for that episode too?
I did. A partially torn ACL and a twisted ankle that I got while riding a mechanical bull. It's been a life, people. But actually, I think his line was, Justin, what did you do? Something
and then he
like
took
that.
the glasses off?
No, he kept them on. He took them off, like, I think in the next scene. We'd have to go back and watch it. Anyway.
All right.
Very young Brett Davern in that episode. All right. This is Quitter by Dews? D-E-W-E-S?
I just try to pick songs now.
Thank you for watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast version of The Brett Davern Show. If you were listening live on Adobe Radio, you'd be hearing real music right now, instead of this message and whatever song this is. Sometimes the rules just won't let us play real music on YouTube or the podcast. It's not a big deal. Just putting it out there. Back with more show in a second.
IW Radio. You can listen to The Brett Davern Show anytime. Just search for it on your favorite podcast app, but especially the Adobe app for iOS.
That was season 2, you know what I'm saying? Katie LeClaire, Chris from Wisconsin texts in and says, congratulations, Katie, on keeping your money. I hope the lump doesn't get half of it. The lump is how we refer to Katie's... what are we calling him?
He's a lump. He's my ex-husband.
He's the lump. That's what we're... That's
soon
what
to
it
be.
is.
Chris, I love you.
I just like that Chris is paying attention to not only this show, but for real, though.
Yeah.
Because that's where you mostly talk about the lump. Good stuff. What are we doing here? I think I have a new wrinkle to that game.
What you got?
Can I tell you about this?
Mm-hmm.
I think I came up with it during the break. So if it's over $20... Oh, also, hold on. Man, my brain is in a million different places. Let me do what I did for my check to prove to the people out there. Here you go. 60. There it is. You got it, Boy Wonder? Yep. There you go. All right. I just want to make sure everything's on the up and up since we're like giving money away. Apparently, there's all these rules about contests and blah, 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 blah. Anyway,
Really?
yeah.
I don't know anything about this.
You just got to make sure it's all on the up and up. All right. So
Tell me.
I got a new wrinkle to the game.
What?
If it's over $20 and I open it, so you can't see it, right? But I could say like, okay, Katie, your total is, Chris in Wisconsin, Katie's total is, it's over $20. Katie, you got to guess what it is. And then if you guess what the total is. And if...
So you have my check, and I guess the total on the check.
Yeah. And then if you're not within a certain dollar amount, or no, we all go around the room and guess what it's going to be.
Uh-huh.
Maybe. And I'm trying to think of a way that you'd have to sign over your money. I just think it'd be funny. I don't know. There's another wrinkle. There's like another layer on top of this game. What was I thought we had it during the break. Weren't we talking about it? What was it?
So you open up Katie's check.
Yeah.
And it's over $20.
Yeah.
And then we go around the room and we guess.
Yeah, because you guys can't see it. I've seen it.
Right. And whoever guesses the closest amount within like $2.
Yeah.
They can't, even if you're closest and it's $50 off, it doesn't count, wins Katie's money.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you like that, Katie?
I love it.
I think that's funny.
Wait, but you've already seen it, so you can't.
I wouldn't be able to guess.
Because you do this thing where you always guess a penny more than me. And so
yeah.
I
so you're happy because he would know. So he's not going to compete against you.
Compete against
yeah,
me.
but if I went a penny more than you, but it was actually a penny less the other way, maybe I'd lose by a penny.
But so far it has not gone that way.
No, I always
You've
win.
won every time. So.
Well, I guess I wouldn't be able to play at that point. That's not fun.
Well, you would if it was your check.
There's another element to that
Well,
somewhere.
we could guess before you open it and know that our guesses are only if the check is only over $20.
That's pretty good.
But
I like that.
Still, well, it's hard because I feel like what it's from is going to factor into what we guess. Like,
that's true.
That's true.
It depends on how.
But we could just be taking shots in the dark.
Salt in the dark.
Ooh, cake bams. Katie, what did you want to talk about with corned beef? And then we got to wrap this shenanigans up.
In the space, by the time of the space shuttle program, there were 74 food items and 20 beverage items on the menu.
Okay. By the first space flight or just?
The space shuttle program.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
In Project Gemini.
That's not the shuttle. Wait, you said, I'm sorry.
At that time,
you always give me this look like I'm being a jerk, but you said shuttle, and then you said Gemini, which the shuttle came way later. Gemini's the original. I think the original. No, Mercury's the original. Jeremiah, text me. Mercury, how did it go?
Okay, listen to me.
Gemini, Mercury, Apollo, or Mercury, Gemini, Apollo?
I believe Mercury, Gemini, Apollo.
Yeah. I think Apollo also was on board of a Gemini rocket. We'll have to look this up. I'm going to have to go back and watch October Sky again.
That's a good movie.
A young Jake Gyllenhaal.
So, anyway, an astronaut in the Gemini project snuck a corned beef sandwich on board the mission. Snuck it on.
See, I love these guys.
Instigating a congressional hearing on the incident and leading to a crackdown on crumbs that continues to this day.
Wow.
Carbs are not allowed in space.
Wow.
These poor astronauts have to warm their food with a hot water gun.
Yeah.
How warm can your hot dog get if you're using a
not warm.
Warm water gun.
Not warm, I bet.
So that's why Homeboy on Gemini snuck in a corned beef sandwich.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is now food has to have a shelf life of 18 months because the International Space Station missions last about 6 months.
But it's all like freeze-dried stuff.
And it offers 2,000 foods and beverages.
2,000? Wow.
But the astronauts can make special requests.
I'd like the vegan option, please.
So, for example, the first pizza party in space happened last year after an Italian astronaut, Paolo Nescioli,
so stereotypical,
mentioned his craving for the food, and then they delivered.
I'd like a pizza pie. I hovered above the earth. It's so flat. It reminds me of a pizza. And look at the earth down there. It's so flat. It's like a hockey puck. Mm-hmm. But we don't tell the people. We tell them it's round. A funny joke.
So I don't know how this Italian got away with the carb crackdown.
Mamma
me. I'm
He's
missing a
just so
pizza.
charming and cute with his little accent. They were like, "Sure, Paulo, we'll send up some pie for you."
It's me. I'm a spaceman.
Yep,
It's the most offensive Italian stereotypical accent ever.
pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So if you wanted a hot dog in space today, you would not
You imagine how
have the bun. They would only give you the dog because too many crumbs.
you imagine how messy eating spaghetti and meatballs would be in space? Like real spaghetti and meatballs? Like if you snuck spaghetti and meatballs on, like the guy snuck a pastrami sandwich on, or what, corned beef, and you're like slurping up the sauce, it's just flying everywhere. See, because that's the crumb problem, you see. There's no gravity up there.
Right.
So you drop a bunch of crumbs everywhere, they're all flying around, and then you're going hundreds of miles an hour. Who knows? That could start breaking the ship apart at some point.
It could.
Also, spaceships, space vehicles, super thin sometimes, the walls of them. Like the thing that landed on the moon, the lunar lander, had places of it that were only as thick as tin foil. And basically made of tin foil because there's no air. Like you don't have to worry about structural
Crazy.
with skin like that. Anyway, you just have to be airtight. Anyway, so a crumb could create a hole in that piece of tin foil, thus creating a vacuum, and boom, gone. See ya.
Somebody sucked out the window.
All of a sudden, you're just Tom Hanks vaporized dust out in space. Just Tom Hanks goo floating around in space. Oh boy, we got to end this thing. I had more questions about space. One time, Taylor Swift and I went up in
That's
a
a
rocket.
wrap, everybody. On another episode of the Brett Davern Show.
Can you do it without looking?
No.
Go!
I don't know. So for Boy Wonder, Matadocious, Chris in Wisconsin, Savannah.
Do you have an epic fail button over there?
No.
Thank you for listening live on Adobe Radio, subscribing on YouTube, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what you heard, just tell a friend.
Tell 'em.
Say goodbye, Producer Katie.
Goodbye.
Producer Katie's on Twitter and Instagram at Katie LeClaire. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at BDav. You can follow the show on any social media at Brett Davern Show. Today's guest, nobody, can be found everywhere. Be sure to keep it locked into Adobe Radio all day for great music shows such as Dangerous Darren at 7 p.m., Walden's World 8 p.m., Let's Talk Music 9 p.m., and The Nick Major Show after all of those. So once again, for Katie LeClaire, Boy Wonder, Matadocious, the 920, the 34, the 828, the 321, the 832, the 425, the 973, the 602, and everybody else, I'm Brett, and I'm reminding you all to be kind and take care of each other. I mean it. That was our show. Good night. Gary Sinise.
There you go.
Underappreciated in Apollo 13 and great in everything he's in. Nominated for an Oscar for Lieutenant Dan. He's in the movie for like 9 minutes. Great. That guy's awesome.
That's it for the Brett Davern Show today. But don't worry, they'll be back tomorrow on Adobe Radio Live, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific.